Alright, this week we're going against Rye. I've played Rye probably like 20 times at this point, who knows. It's always fun to play him. I don't have a team builder this week though. It's been pretty busy, and this is also coming out late. But with that, if you don't know Rye, he was a captain of Rings of Wrath in DPO Season 6, and the captain of the eventual winning team. They won finals in tiebreaks after being down 4-0 off the back of a timer win when they probably would have lost that game, and then they made the 4-0 comeback to win the whole season. And there's a lot of familiar faces on this team, like Habala, who's also in TGS, and Aster, and then also Ryan Sean. About like 4 of these guys are already in TGS, which is always fun. These guys are great. But let's get into the matchup. As you can see, he has Terra Gambit, always a threat, and Bolt. The main things I'm worried about are, of course, Gambit, late game, Sucker Punch, just winning. Of course, there's Dragapult. It could be Scarf for Dio speed, but I doubt it could also just be Sucker Punch for that. Belly Drum Azu is pretty scary, and a Scarf Crook is also annoying. And on top of that, he has Veil support with a Alolan Ninetales, and he has T-Spikes with Quillfish. And so those are like the main things I prepped for. And so my team, I have a lead Dio speed. This is to get spikes because his whole team is grounded, so it's Thundy. And I can deny Quillfish T-Spikes, and I can also deny Crook Rocks. The speed is to outspeed Scarf Crocodile, and then I just have Psycho Boost for damage, knock off, or knocking off like a Scarf Crook, or Alolan Ninetales Light Clay. I can do either of those. Taunt would also stop Alolan Ninetales Light Clay. And then after that, what was the next plan? I believe after Dio Speed, if Crook killed it, I would go Urshifu. And so I have Shifu. Shifu is mainly for Crook, specifically Scarf Crook. And so I have Aqua Jet for that. And then I have Swords Dance because I feel like I'm going to get a lot of free turns. And if he goes like Alolan Ninetales, it will at least like force an Encore, and so I can pivot into something, or I can pivot into Goldango. I have Surging Strikes, obviously, and then I have T-Punch for Quillfish. I believe if I go here to Quillfish at +2, at plus, yeah. So if I Swords Dance on like Crocodile, and then he like switches out into Quillfish and I SD again, then Thunder Punch will kill after Spike, or if it'll 2-hit KO, or I believe if he's like fast, it'll kill after Spike, something like that. I believe the bulk is just for Crocodile Earthquake after Rocks. Yeah. And so after that, I don't have coverage for Dragapult, and because I feel like Surging Strikes is enough, and I feel like I wanted these moves more, because it's mainly for Crocodile and Quillfish. And then after that, I have this Cornerstone. This Cornerstone is mainly to stop King Gambit. I have Encore for King Gambit. It's a very scary one. I also have Brick Break for Alolan Tails and Aurora Veil. And then just Ivy Cudgel. Ivy Cudgel is really spammable. His Rock Resist are only King Gambit and Crocodile, and then Horn Leech for Crocodile, Brick Break for King Gambit. I also have Encore for King Gambit. So that's all good. And then I have Ting Lu. This is Weakness Policy. It's Weakness Policy to proc off of Dragapult U-Turn. I don't think he'll be Will-O-Wisp, I think he'll be U-Turn because Will-O-Wisp is a bit too slow for this matchup. He would rather just U-Turn with Dragapult off of Ting Lu into Azu, Alolan Tails to get Veil, or King Gambit. Also, I believe it lives Banded Azu hit. Yeah, the bulk is for a Banded Azu Play Rough, and then I kill back with a +2 Earthquake after a Spike. And so I also have speed, 2 outspeed and no speed Azu. I could very well see him bringing like an AV Azu. AV Azu is pretty nice for Goldengo, Dio speed, and a special Kirim. So I can see that if he's not Belly Drum, because Belly Drum does kind of have a hard time setting up. And then I have Kirim. This Kirim is speed for Crocodile. I liked Terra Steel because I really think it would be Terra Fairy Gambit here. That's really annoying. But mainly is if he is like Sucker and then the Terra Blast, which I'm sure he'll be Terra Blast for like Fairy for Tinglu and Urshifu. And so I can sub on the Sucker Punch, and then I can Flash Cannon the Terra Fairy, I can Earth Power, he doesn't Terra, and then I have Free Strike for Azu. Terra Steel also helps with Dragapult. He could be Infiltrator, but because I'm Terra Steel sub, I'm completely fine with that. I don't think it's be for running Fire Blast, he just runs Shadow Ball, he runs Draco, he runs U-Turn, and then he can run... I don't know, I don't think it'll be Fire Blast. And then last I have Goldengo. Scarf looks a bit weird at first, into like a King Gambit, but I have Trick in case he wants to Sucker, and then I can like lock the King Gambit into Sucker and then have a better time around it. I have Shadow Ball because his Ghost Resists aren't great. His Ghost Resists are Crocodile and King Gambit, his Terra. But mainly what this lets me do is it lets me I can pivot Goldengo on Dragapult Dragon move, and then I can click Shadow Ball. Crook, I believe, will be weakened. His Steel Resists aren't great. So that's another thing. Another reason for Terra Steel Kirim, since I'm not Boots, is to be immune to Quillfish T-Spikes. And so I think that's the whole team. I have Lead, Dio Speed, Wincon, Goldengo, Breaking with Shifu, Ogerpon to stop, King Gambit, Tinglu to try to put some pressure, and same with Kirim. And so, here's the game. He brought the 6 I expected, no Thunderous, and I don't need that anymore. No Thunderous, no Gallade, no Terra Driftblim, no Ice Cube. So I'm just going to be leading Dio Speed as he leads Crocodile, and as you can see with his Terra, he's Terra Psychic King Gambit. I didn't really see that coming. It also seems really weird, but what this tells me is he probably has for sure low kick. I would think he would have Terra Blast for Shifu, and then he has Sucker Punch probably. And yeah, okay, I think he mainly went Psychic for both Dio Speed, but also so he has a neutral Terra Blast click versus Talonflame, so he's not getting burned with Sucker Punch or Kowtow or something. But with his Crook lead, I believe I've made it so I would live 2 Scarf Crook knockoffs, I believe. No, that's not possible, but whatever. I still live. I think it was like Bandit or something. But I'm just gonna get my spikes up. I want to deny his rock so I can keep Kirim healthy. Another potential, he could have been maybe like Scale Shot and outspeed. I could also see like AV Crocodile here. But I'm just gonna go Shifu. I don't really know why he stays in to low kick. Maybe this is to catch me doubling on the obvious Quillfish, I guess. But after that he's just gonna go Quillfish. I'm just gonna Surging Strikes. Because I'm pads, I don't care if he comes into Helmet. And then I believe based on this damage, the Quillfish, yeah, like 39, yeah. It revealed it was like max, which means Thunder Punch from your kills, and so he goes Crocodile to get more Intim off. So it's a good play from his end, but this doesn't matter for me. I'm just gonna, I don't need another SD. I can just click Surging Strikes again because Quillfish will be dead to Surging Strikes plus T-Punch with the spike. And he goes A-Tails, I assume to try to catch the Switch Dance at Encore, so I'm kind of glad I Surging Strikes there. And here, I believe I didn't want him to get a Veil for free. And if I I think it was mainly I didn't want him to get a Veil for free. I believe I could have also lived the Moonblast if he was bulkier, which I think did he reveal that? Did 45-ish. It revealed it was somewhat bulky. So I figured I could maybe live and just take out the Ninetales. And so I'm going to stay in here, but he's just going to Moonblast and kill me. That's fine. I get to go Ogerpon, I believe, and just click Ivy Cudgel. It's really free, as he goes Crocodile. And then I'm kind of surprised he didn't like preserve the set, but I could have gone for a fighting move on the King Gambit, so that's fair. Just Horn Leech. Here he goes Quillfish, because at this point Ogerpon will be like what, -2, so Quillfish can live the Ivy Cudgel. And so I already know he's clicking T-Spikes. This is like free. My team's so weak to T-Spikes. I've been getting T-Spiked on the whole season, and so I make an aggressive pivot into Kyurem to make sure I get the Terror off before I get poisoned. And I click Substitute because this Quillfish can't really do anything to stop it. It'll also cover like a Pain Split or a T-Wave. And I guess a play he could have made is going hard Ninetales, but he wouldn't do that because he's fearing DD. And if I DD on the Alolan Ninetales, then that's not good for him. And here he goes into his Azu as I just Earth Power, and here he reveals to be AV. I believe just max HP AV, and so it'll actually live a few freeze dries. Is it max? Oh, it might have been max Spadef. Yeah, it was more max Spadef. AV. And so yeah, I just freeze dry again. Yeah. And here, I'm not sure. I don't know why. I guess I just click Flash Cannon. It doesn't matter. I remember at this point I was thinking like, oh, what move am I fine to lock in if A-Tails like Encores me? Because like it's faster anyways. I don't know why that was a bit. But here, King Gambit is now behind his screen, and this is scary. King Gambit is a fucking menace. But I have a plan for this. I have Ogerpon. If he was Mental Herb, this would have been like a lot scarier. But I just Encore. He Sucker Punched. I guess. I don't know why he didn't Terra. Maybe it's for Goldingo, but I can just go Goldingo, and then I can trick it with this Choice Scarf. And now King Gambit is basically useless. I can just now go Ting-Lu. Ting-Lu covers him staying in, and it also covers any switches out, because I outspeed Azu, I kill it. I'll kill the Quillfish. He might have been Destiny Bond, and at that point, I probably just pivot into Goldingo, and I'm fine there. And if he goes Dragapult, then that's ideal, because he can't really do anything. He can't Will-O-Wisp me. And if he U-turns, I get the weakness policy and something dies. And so he sacks off the Azu, not the Azu, the Quillfish, and then he's going to go into Azu. But I outspeed it because of that speed creep, and he was like max Spadef AV. And now this game is basically over. He's Scarf Gambit, so he will outspeed, I believe, right? Yeah, he outspeeded the Iron Head. Oh. Kind of surprised he wasn't low kick, but I get good damage, and now Goldingo can just clean up the game. If he's Specs Pult, oh no, it wasn't Specs Pult. It was revealed to be Boots, so that was completely fine there. But if it was Specs Pult, Kyurem would have killed with Freeze Dry. And so after this game, here are the standings. Top 6 make playoffs, and so we're in a pretty good position to make it. Over here on the kill leaderboard, you can see all the different kill leaders, the Couching Fire. Pretty much all of these are Terramons besides Iron Valiant. Landorus was a Terramon, but it got dropped. Zooch had that. And Kyurem here is doing pretty good. 9 kills, 3 deaths. However, next week, I was supposed to play Fistier Doom, but he kind of went MIA, and so I got a forfeit win. So there will be nothing next week, and Kyurem gets no kills next week, sadly. But I think that's everything, so I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.